All right, second to last question. We talked about all these use cases for AI and where things are moving from an analytic standpoint and natural language processing and understanding. Do you see things that AI just doesn't work at, right, or doesn't work with? What are some of those things that?
A lot of them, a lot of them, and that's why we are breaking new ground every day in this space. We are very excited, but at the same time, we realistic. So many things where AI do not work. I talked about this context problem, right? Like a customer calls in and talks about 5 different issues. How did they happen? What were the relationships between those? And these are 30, 40-minute conversations, and mapping them in a reasonable way. It's actually a reasonably hard problem. Mm-hmm. Sarcasm is another one. You can say it in a flat out, okay, got it. That was really helpful. Right? Humans can understand that. The eye roll, no one else gets it. Right? But it's not just an eye roll problem. It's just sarcasm is in general very hard. The third thing is we hear that from our customers all the time. Can you tell us if the agent answered the question correctly? Right? In your QA system or in analytics or something. And I was like, man, that's really hard, because for that, the AI has to know what is the right answer, right? For any given situation, right? And, the right answer could be, in one case, what's the current APR rate for my credit card? The second, for a healthcare situation, is what's the wait time for admitting a patient, and so on. That becomes really hard because now the AI has to know knowledge as well as meaning, right? Yeah. You have to have knowledge of what is the home loan rate, what is the mortgage terms, what are the terms? Like if it's an insurance company and it says, like, can the AI help with, was the agent right on insurance terms? Holy shit, that's an 80-page insurance document. We're supposed to understand that and cross-correlate what they're right or not. Right. So that's a really hard problem. So those are 3 things. To recap, I would say understanding context and sort of memory over a period of time, right, in long conversations. Because this is a common issue. Our customers say, like, hey, 20-minute call, many things happened here, but my agent can only tag one thing. They often tag one thing. It's like, hey, this issue was about return, right?
Yes, right.
Right. But often there are 3 or 4 things, at least 2.5, 5, 3 things, right? But we can do that, but the order in which it happened and the relationships between those, right? But these are the kind of things we are excited to solve, because if we can solve that, so much value here. The second thing I mentioned is the sarcasm, right? Yeah. Human language and subtleties of it. And the third thing is this issue of doing it in real time, and also knowledge verification. Was the agent right or not? Yeah. And and again, sorry if I'm going into too much detail, but I hope your users a real sense.
I think I feel so much more informed on the space now. I really do appreciate you coming on. I mean, we could probably talk here for another 3 hours on things. So we'll probably love to maybe have you come back as well. But Ashish, how can people, if they want to get a hold of you, if they want to get a hold of Level AI, if they want to follow you, what should they do? And we'll end up throwing this up on the screen here, after we kind of do the edits. But how can we get a hold of you?
Absolutely. Find me on LinkedIn. I'm at Ashish my email is just Ashish, ASHISH @thelevel.ai. I'll put it in LinkedIn as well. And then reach out to us if you just want to see a demo of what we do and just get smart about our offerings. You can go to thelevel.ai, thelevel.ai, thelevel.ai webpage. And then same on LinkedIn and same on Twitter. We are Level AI available everywhere. And then
awesome. Hey,
meet us at CCW. Meet us
there you
CCW.
Go. Right,
we'll be there as well. Yeah.
Nice. That's we're 10 days away. Right, 10 days away from
10 days away. Really excited. Yeah, that's a great show. And I saw your post yesterday, Thomas, about having a new kind of conference. Loved it, man. Whatever we can do to support that, happy to do it. And I know you want to keep vendors away. If I can come as an expert, happy to do that. But
and again, I just get annoyed, with in that space when there's so many intelligent people that could add so much value. And again, I'm not blaming, and this wasn't CCW, this was another show, and I don't really want to name them, but when you got to pay them $8,500 to $10,000 to speak at a show that's supposed to be for the contact center community, I don't know. I think that there could be a better way of doing that. And so many people are getting shut out of having a voice.
I'm totally with you. So one thing which we do, Thomas, and I'm happy to pitch that to your users. On Level AI, we have a thought leadership series, and where I've interviewed the VP of Contact Center at Carta, at Brex, at OpenTable, and many other companies, and we don't talk about Level AI at all, not a word of it. And we just ask them kind of what you do, which is how are you running your business, how are you running your operations, and what advice would you have if you grabbed a drink with another leader of contact center? What war stories do you have to share with them over the last 2-3 years as COVID has gone on, right? And we find that so refreshing. And that's why your post meant so much to me. I was like, man, Thomas is so right. All these people have so much nuggets, but we always view them from a lens of like some product to sell or some service or some conference to sell.
You lose people.
We lose people.
Absolutely.
And that's why we don't talk about our product. We talk about what's happening in the space, and what you should expect, and how do we sort of get smart together, right? And then, be on this journey over the next decade together.
Yeah. I mean, and again, we'll wrap this up, but I think people see that, right? Like, and they know that I'm not going to let somebody just come on here and just sell their product. Like, and to be honest, no viewers would be listening because they would get bored in the first 10 seconds. But if we have an AI conversation and a speech analytics conversation, we kind of talk about this. First of all, you can tell you're a total thought leader in the space because of the knowledge that you have with it. And then you can't help but talk about your company a little bit. That's the whole point of this too. So, I think it is refreshing when we're just trying to add value, right? And try to inform, because I learned a ton today in this last, 45 minutes. So I'm sure everybody else did as well. So on that, thank you so much. This was a ton of fun.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Super informative. And hey, well, I'll see you at CCW.
Awesome. Thanks, Thomas. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.